Alright boys, today we're back with another one. This video is going to be a build tutorial on the video I showed most recently. This is the base here. This video should be super in depth and really easy to follow. Hopefully you guys enjoy it, and keep in mind it is a difficult build to make, so do a little bit of practicing before you go onto a live server. Alright, let's get into the footprint. Alright, so we've gone for a bird's eye view just to show you guys the best way to build this. So we're going to start off with 4 triangles in the middle. It's going to make a bigger triangle. We're going to build out with 8 squares and then put a triangle on top of that. Then we're going to build back with 4 half moons, as they're doing there, and finish off with 5 triangles, making like a little line across, just like that. And that's basically the gist of it, and then we're going to do that 2 more times and I'll speed it up for you. Alright, back down on the ground, we're working off the footprint now. We're going to go ahead and remove 1 triangle from each of our 5 rows of triangles. And that's going to allow us to place a square. With that square, we're going to close up the gap between the whole base with 2 triangles coming off the square. Just like that. Next, we're going to wall in our core and place our TC. Upgrade everything to armored if you can. Pick a triangle for your TC, not the middle one. Lock it and place an armored single door frame, and place an armored door swinging out the way. Finish up the core with some floors and a ladder hatch. Alright, now we are going to honeycomb the core by placing some walls in the middle using the twig square. And that's all we'll need the twig squares for, so you can go ahead and delete them now. Okay, now we're going to make our way over to one of the 3 entrances, which is the twig triangles. And we're going to start working on them, so go ahead and delete one of the triangles so we can place stuff. And you're going to make that pattern I've just made. That is going to be our front door. That's the airlock we're adding now. Upgrade all this to metal. We're going to place one more triangle coming off that row in order to create the doors that separate the compound. Upgrade that to stone. And then we'll just close the gaps with triangle, square, and then another triangle at each side. Alright, that is one of the 3 symmetrical entrances, so go ahead and just mimic that on the other 2 sides. Alright, this is what it should look like now that you've built all 3 triangles. Next, what we're going to do is going to make our way over to the stone triangle and wall it in. 2 doors and a wall. Triangle on top. Later on we can add a barricade on top of this, and this is just going to be used to separate up the compound into 3 segments. It'll help with grubs and online raids and stuff like that. Just helps keep people at bay. And that's how you build one of them. Go ahead and build 2 more of those on each side, just exactly the same. Alright, that's what the base looks like now with all 3 compound separators set up. Now we're going to come on to the entrance with 2 squares. They're metal and 1 stone square. Each gatehouse is just a 1x1 with a little shooting port on top and a barricade. So that's how you build one gatehouse. If you put some doors, a window and a barricade on top, and that'll be the gatehouse finished. Once again, go ahead and repeat that on the other two sides. Now that all three gatehouses are complete, we're going to make our way over to the entrances, and there are 3 ways into the base, so we're going to start working on those in a second. Obviously there is a disconnectable TC that I showed in the tour, however I'm just going to link a video on how to make that because it is someone else's design. So for just now, we're just going to build normal TCs sitting out in the open. Next I'm going to show you how to make one of the entrances. We're going to start off with 2 double doors and a wall, and then just wall in our other squares and triangles. Give them some doors as well, and a ladder hatch in the middle. We can cover the gaps in our roofs with some frames, and then add in your ladder hatch. And that's all 3 entrances done. Next I'm going to show you guys how to wall in your base, just so we can continue building the base in peace without anyone disturbing us. I like to use wooden walls over stone because they have some small gaps in them that you can look through, and they are easier to obtain. Start from the gatehouse entrance and kind of edge it into the wall, and then should, if you've done it right, fit perfectly with the other gatehouse. And then if you go and do that on the other side as well, and again it should fit perfectly, snap in. And if you go ahead and go and do that across the other sides as well. Alright, so that's what the base looks like all walled in so far. Hopefully you guys have been able to follow it. Alright, next step is we're going to finish off the first floor, so we're just going to wall everything in. If you just follow what I do and then copy it to the other 2 sides that I've not demonstrated on. So we'll just come over here and this will all be walled in. It's all going to be metal, this is just honeycombing. So everything here that I've just built in twig, just to mimic this and then upgrade it. So all these walls here that I've just placed, go ahead and upgrade them to metal. And we're going to go ahead and place some more twig walls that are also going to be honeycombing. A lot of the first floor is honeycombing, to be honest. So all of this can be metaled up as well. And now we can add in some floors. Build twig along all of these and upgrade all of those to metal as well. We can also add floors on the remaining 6 triangles that are open too. Now things are a little bit different over here because these are bunkers, so we need to be careful what we're placing. So if we work over towards the ladder hatch and if we wall this in and go ahead and armor this. The rest of it can be sheet metal, 2 walls, a door and then another wall. And you can make this metal, however make the ceiling armoured. To make this base a little bit stronger for top downs, what we're going to do is add single doors everywhere and then do a half wall to separate them, so I'll show you what I mean. So we've got half floors inside this entire triangle and we're going to upgrade those to metal. And place single doors basically everywhere that you can, just to separate it off. And there's room for a vending machine in here if you need, or boxes or something like that. If you want the vending machine you'll need to break this, however, but yeah. Just keep it all like this, it's safer for a top down. Coming outside, we're going to work on the bunkers now, so very quickly just give you a quick rundown. That's what this looks like, and that's how you build that. Next we're going to build our bunkers, so as you can see there's 2 ways to place this square. One leaves a gap on the right side, one leaves a gap on the left side. We're going to be wanting a gap on the left side, so if you can place your squares like this. This one's going to be armored, this one's going to be metal. And then if you just follow along, so same thing again. Squares. This one's going to be metal, this one's going to be armored. And one more time. Just like that. So you can see our bunkers are all separated up quite nicely. They're quite far apart. You can also wall in your bunker with fully armored walls. Just like that. So if you go ahead and do that on the other two as well. So this is what the base should look like now with your 3 bunkers all walled in. Once again, we're going to put a ceiling on these, but we need to make sure we're doing them correctly. So if you go ahead and build up first these walls around here, you can keep these metal. Do that on the other 2 bunkers as well. And now we can quickly test and see if our bunkers do in fact work. So you'll see that the wall here does get cut in half, which is what we're looking for. However, this wall opens up too. We're going to fix that, but yeah, this is working fine. And just to test and see if where the square needs to go, that's what keeps it open, okay? However, this would close it, so we're going to place our square over to this side, leaving a gap towards the middle. Upgrade that to armored, and you can also add a ladder hatch frame again onto this wall, and you can upgrade that to metal. Get rid of your roofs for just now, and if you go ahead and do that to the other 2 bunkers, what I've just done there, leaving your gaps towards core. Alright, now we have 3 bunkers all ready to go. What we're going to do next is honeycomb them, and that will help our problem with the extra wall opening up. So go ahead and wall all them in just with metal honeycombing around these sides here. Alright, so that's what the core is looking like just now. We're going to go back over to the entrances and start building those up to the same height. So if you just make your way over to any entrance, pick whatever side you want, it doesn't matter. We're going to replicate it exactly the same. I'm going to pick this one over here. Wall in the entire thing. So when you're facing this way, as if you've just come up the ladder hatch, the square on your right is going to be a loot room, and the square on your left is going to be a staircase up to the next floor. So if we build that. So that's what that looks like. You can add some doors on each one of these sides, and then we'll upgrade everything here to metal. Stick a roof on all of this, and do the frame thing as well to cover up gaps. Alright, so that's how we're going to build that up. If you go ahead and do that on the other 2 sides as well, over here and over here. Just do the exact same thing. Stairs on the left, loot room on the right. Alright, so that's our 3 entrances finished again. What we're going to do is, you might have noticed that there are gaps going all the way along up here. They're really small, so it's not too bad. However, what we're going to do is we're going to come along to these extra triangles here that we've placed, and we're going to build frames on them. They're going to be useful for the shooting floor and for covering up these gaps. So if we add in some of these, and we'll just build them up with the base as we go along. So if you just do 2 layers for just now, and you can upgrade them to stone. Alright, so now that the other entrances are done, we're going to build the honeycombing up to the same level again. So if you raise these walls all the way up around the sides too. So everything you see here can just be upgraded to metal, all the twig, just upgrade that. And once again, we'll add in some floors where we can. Basically, all the triangles you see, put a floor on top of them. So everything twig here, upgrade that to metal. Starting on the next layer of the base, we're going to go over towards our entrances, and I'll show you what to do. Wall in this square here. Add a double door, then 2 singles, like that. And you can also put a ladder hatch here, and then wall that in. Just like that. So that's the next part we're going to be building across every side. Hopefully you can follow that. Just upgrade everything to metal again. Replicate this on the other sides. Alright, so this is what the base is looking like just now. Hopefully you guys have followed along with everything with ease. We're going to go ahead and wall in the rest of the core. So if you come along to our squares, and we're just going to wall these in. Just like that, and upgrade all of this to metal too. Next we're going to place walls adjacent to all of the bunkers, so just like this. And then we're going to place some door frames right next to the walls we just placed. And you can upgrade these to metal as well, just like that. And go ahead and floor in everything. We're going to have to use the frames again to cover up gaps, so go like this. And if you just replicate that under the two sides, and you can also floor in your core. We're going to go ahead and finish off the honeycombing, so just bring everything up to the same layer. Alright, that's what the base looks like now with everything walled in. Just go ahead and add floors as well. Don't forget to raise up the frames as well, along with the base. Next up, we're going to start working on the shooting floor. I'm showing you guys how to build one side, and then if you guys just build the other two. So if you come over to one of the long lines of triangles and build a square in the middle, triangle either side, and then if you go to the left hand side, place 2 triangles, and go to the right hand side and place 2 triangles plus another one there. You can see that creates a lot of peak downs, and then if you go ahead and just do that on the other sides as well, I'll quickly speed it up. Okay, just like that. So that's what the shooting floor looks like. It looks like quite a nice shooting floor. Not a lot of squares on it, but that's okay. Yeah, plenty of peak downs, and you can go ahead and upgrade all of this to metal as well. Okay, that's what the shooting floor looks like all upgraded. Hopefully it's quite clear where the windows and doors go, so I'm going to add them in without showing you. Okay, so that's the shooting floor with its windows and doors done. Go ahead and add embrasures and doors into that, and then we can start working on the bedrooms. Moving over to the core of the shooting floor, we'll make our way over to the ladder hatches. So if you go ahead and wall them in. And that's what we're going to be making right next to all the ladder hatches. Upgrade this to metal and then just do that on all the other sides. And now we can start working on the bedrooms. So if you wall in the triangle first, upgrade all this to metal. Add in a half wall and then some triangles, and you can upgrade these to metal as well. And then just floor it off. Now we're going to add in a shop front, a single door, and a double door, and we'll wall these in. Upgrading all this to stone, and this leaves room for beds, lockers and all that stuff, and you can add a shop front in here just like that. And if you go ahead and do that on the other two as well, then you can just floor off the rest of the shooting floor altogether. Now that you've added your floors, just go ahead and upgrade those to stone. Once you've added all the floors in, go ahead and wall off all of your ladder hatches, and just make sure you have the doors facing away from each other. Once you've finished all of your roof exits, you're going to need to add on some roof triangles. You might need to place some frames down below for stability first to do that, but yeah, go ahead and do that. And once you've added in all those roofs, that's the base basically finished. You can add in your doors, your windows, some things in the compound, get some large furnaces on the go. Remember, there is a disconnectable TC tutorial down in the description below for you guys to use. And yeah, that's the base. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it and it was easy enough to follow. If you've got any questions, just ask me on Discord or in the comments. I'm pretty fast at replying. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one.